Whatever. I don't care who listens. I don't care who judges. Let's just go.
All right, let's go. Take a character from fiction and not from Nigeria, please.
Okay, I'll take Femto.
I mean, sure,
Yeah,
I'll go first.
that face
Yeah, sure,
seeped
I'll
into
go
the
first.
soul, didn't it? The fuck?
I'll go first. Let me see.
This is about to be really bad, by the way. Like, I don't know why this guy thinks he can challenge me.
The challenge you is insane.
I think your
Anyways, my character is the embodiment of infinity. Do you agree with this?
define infinity.
Like beyond finite. I mean, I think I can pull up like a definition of infinity if you want.
Yeah, please, because I don't know what you mean by infinity in this context.
You don't know what you mean by infinity definition?
Yeah, there's different types of infinities, as Cantor proved of his
the state or quality of being infinite.
Yeah, obviously, right.
A number greater than any assignable quantity or countable number.
Yeah, but you have countable infinities as well as uncountable infinities, so that doesn't really capture.
Yeah, but I just defined infinity as what's it called? The state a number greater than any assignable quantity or countable number. And if it was like more of a finite infinity, they would have probably specified that in the scan that I could send. If I in the scan that I could send, which they didn't specify.
So when you say assignable quantity, what do you mean here?
Assignable quantity is greater than any assignable quantity. It's basically talking about numbers.
So infinity is not a number, according to you?
No. I just say that infinity is every number. It's like so beyond finite. It's beyond finite. You get it?
I just get confused. So like we can just simplify it down to infinity is beyond finite or infinity is endless. Is that fine?
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't really want to simplify it. Really, we don't need to simplify it. I'm just saying that it's a number greater than any assignable quantity or countable number. Okay, that's fine.
Infinity is an assignable quantity. No, but infinity is an assignable quantity. So like I can say there's an infinite amount of balls in the box, right? And there's no issue with this.
I mean, like the definition I literally seen on Google is just that it's greater than any assignable quantity. Yeah, so do you want to go off of Google's definition, or do you disagree with the definition of infinity?
I mean, no, because okay, once again,
Google's definition. So it's greater than any assignable quantity.
Hold on a second. Google's definition of infinity doesn't capture the mathematical meaning of infinity. Obviously, infinity is a quantity, right? That's just going to be straight up.
I mean, it says like in the definition, it says mathematics, and in the it's strictly references like makes like a reference to mathematics and says, oh, it's greater than any like assignable quantity. So I can send you the definition. I sent it in general.
Based on the way you define quantity here, if something's greater than any assignable quantity, you're saying that it isn't a number, right?
No, I never said it was a number. A quantity can be something that's other than a number.
So what's quantity if not a number, an amount of something?
I mean, I wouldn't really have to like define that. That doesn't relate to my point. I'm just saying that that's what I define infinity as.
What I'm saying,
we don't have to get into like that because that doesn't like relate to my point at all.
I agree. That's fine. Like once again, what I'm saying is I'm trying to help you out because this definition doesn't really capture what infinity means. But that's fine.
Okay, so what does infinity mean?
Okay, what do I think infinity means? Well,
yeah,
infinity would just be some sort of set with a cardinality of like infinite or an infinite cardinality.
Infinite cardinality? So you mean like an almost? Do you mean like an ordinal in a way?
I don't know what you mean by
are you using VSBW? Do you not know what an ordinal is?
I don't use VSBW's pseudo-scientific mathematical fucking theorems.
Can we use VSBW for like this?
No, like, I don't care what we use. Like I said, we can just agree to the definition because I don't think.
Well, the definition. Yeah, so it's greater than any assignable quantity or countable number. That's basically what infinity means.
What does it mean to embody in this context?
I mean, that's what you are basically. You don't know what embodiment means? I mean, I can like we're gonna go off straight off like definitions because
look, just send me this scan you're referencing because the way in which you're explaining because the way in which you're explaining these terms, if you're saying that your character is infinity, your character's not a mind, he's not conscious, he's not an agent, he's just a greater than.
No, he's the embodiment of infinity. You know what embodiment means? I can send you that definition.
You just said embodiment means you are something, so he is infinity.
Well, essentially, yeah, but it doesn't mean that you're only infinity. Like, hold on. I'm gonna send you. Here. This is basically the scan. Was the embodiment of infinity and the one guy, yeah.
Is that the blurb?
Do you want the context to it or what? Like, and the context does include like the symbol infinity, so I think it would be more substantiation to the fact that they're actually talking about infinity. If you're actually wondering.
No,
states that a given proof for P from axioms alone may infer that P is necessary. This contradicts the rule of necessitation because epistemic humility, right, is a skepticism. Really, any rule like this would be. And
look, once again, me saying I don't know what this means is supposed to hint towards the fact that it's incoherent, right? So you saying, okay, you can go respond.
Continue.
Okay, look, a tangible physical form. What would it mean for something to be a physical form of a number of a value that's greater than any assignable quantity? What does that even mean? You think that
I don't really have to find out what it means. I mean, my argument doesn't like necessarily entail like what you're trying to imply, what you don't understand. I can like say what my argument kind of entails, and then you can like attack that. But I don't think like attacking this is gonna give you like any kind of substantial greater like
that's exactly
you being greater than me over this debate.
Like that's exactly what I'm asking you for. I'm asking you, what do you mean by embodiment of infinity? What does that entail? What does that give your character?
I mean, they embody infinity. Like I don't see like if you want me to get specific, if you want a specific definition, you should propose one and see if I agree to it, so you can have a better understanding. But this is the understanding that I have, and that's the understanding I'm gonna give you.
Okay, look, oh my god, look here, just chill, okay? When we use the term embody in language, what we seem to talk about is being an example, being like a paragon of a given concept. So I might say, this guy's the embodiment of courage. I'm not saying that he literally is courage. I'm just saying that he's a very courageous person. I might say, this guy's the embodiment of irritating. I'm not saying that he's literally the concept of irritation. I'm saying that he's just an irritating person, right? I might say an animal is the embodiment of aggression. I'm not saying that the animal is the concept of aggression. I'm just saying that he's a very aggressive, or the animal is very aggressive. So when you use the term, hold on a second, just hold on. When you use the term embodiment of infinity, and then you use the definition of embodiment, meaning that you are that thing. I'm just asking, what does it mean to be the tangible physical form of a quantity? What does that even mean?
Well, I don't know what the analogy was trying to insinuate, really, but like what it means is that you embody infinity. I think we already went over this. If you don't like, if you want to like give an actual like like specified definition, you could propose one. But I don't necessarily need to propose one because like I already have the understanding of what it is, and I think you should be able to understand what I mean by they just embody infinity as well. And we already went over like the definition of infinity and the definition of embodiment. So if you want to go like more deep into that definition, you could propose something like that can actually be substantial, but right now you don't have anything substantial to like go against what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I'll just argue something like this. I already said that embodiment in language is used in reference to qualities such as courage, aggressiveness, etc. You're using it in an idiosyncratic way, which I don't really care for. It just requires a little bit more elaboration, which you're not giving me. And so I'll just say, if we're taking it the way you're describing it, so he literally is infinity, then it follows that he is just a quantity, right? He is just a quantity that's greater than any assignable amount or countable number. Wait, hold on. And the entailment of this, if you're identical to a quantity, quantities don't think, quantities don't have consciousness, quantities do not have wills or desires or intentions. How can a number defeat my character? How does that even work?
Okay, hold on. And this is in reference to scaling, right? I'm scaling my character. I'm not saying like the number itself would beat your character. But what's it called? What I'm saying is when you reference like the definition of embodiments, you're just asking what it means to be like a tangible form. I'm just saying like, oh, that's what he is. Like if he is me like defining what he means by like a tangible form gonna help your argument in any way? And if so, why? Because I don't see how that's like in any way good argumentatively.
Yeah, because once again,
like why would that be substantial?
Yeah, because look, you keep saying it's just saying that he is. It's just saying that this is what he is. I've already explained what the definitions are. And I'm telling you, the term is a verb. It means to be, to exist as, right? So if you say this is the case or this is something, you're saying that this exists as this, right? Now, if you're saying that this is, or he is infinity, okay, he's an embodiment of infinity under this context, you're saying he is infinity, then that means that he's identical to it, right? He exists as infinity. But as really explains to you, existing as infinity is incoherent. You're just saying he's a number, right? Once again, a number cannot defeat my character. So both me and you, hold on a second. Both me and you agree. Hold on, wait, just chill. Wait, just chill. Both me and you agree that he is not a number. It says the red dragon or blah, blah, blah. He's not a number, right? He's a dragon. He seemingly has a desire. He seemingly has a will, consciousness, etc., etc. So he can't just be identical to infinity. He's in the same thing as infinity. So what is the entailment here?
Brother, do you disagree do you disagree with like the concept of somebody like embodying something and like the physical tangible form? Like it does have like a human body, and that can defeat your character. Like I'm just saying that it's the physical tangible form. And by the way, I can give you more substantiation, like in the context that like substantiates the fact that it is actually talking about like infinity, and the definition that you're talking about with like countable infinities or something. It is not talking about countable infinities like within the definition as it actually labeled. It actually gave like what's it called? The symbol of infinity, which I can give to you if you want to.
Yeah.
So what's it called? So either way, you still do not have anything substantial just because of the fact that you do not understand what the embodiments of infinity means.
Yeah, so all I'm asking you, what the question was, like, you can go that out, that's fine. Now, all the question is, what does it mean for something to be the embodiment of infinity? And if you can't answer this question...
now we're just going in circles, because I just said that isn't substantial to your argument. That wouldn't give actual substance as, like, a reason to, like, disprove my character being the embodiments of infinity. You're just asking me, how is he the embodiments of infinity? I'm going to say that it entails that he subsedes every single thing, like, related to infinity. That's the only thing I'm going to define. So if you want to give another definition, that would be fine, but you don't. But I'm not going to have to, because I've already gave you my denotation. Okay.
Calm down.
So we're gonna move on.
Yeah. We can conclude, but I'm just gonna make this clear. I gave you the chance, right? I gave you disjunction. I said this can either mean this or something else. And if it means this, aka the denotations that you sent me, then we fall into a massive contradiction. So it must mean something else if we both agree on this. But it seems if you want to double, triple, quadruple down onto the denotation that you sent. So I can't. Okay. So we can just conclude. That's fine.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give you like the basically like context of that scan, and I'm just gonna show you like that it's actually kind of referencing what I'm talking about. I'm going to give it to you. If you give it like an actual objection to it, ask me, like, I give like an actual argument, because like right now you're not giving like genuine arguments, and it's kind of like annoying. Go ahead and give it. So what's it called? You see that it's actually like showing like infinity, right? Like the symbols infinity and stuff like that. And then it goes on to say that they are the embodiments of infinity. They encompass everything related to infinity. That's all I'm trying to argue. He encompasses everything related to infinity. If that's what you're like asking for.
Yeah, this doesn't help me, right?
This doesn't help you, but it kind of helps me. The point is not to help you. It's trying to like substantiate my argument.
This is what I mean when I say that in this server, like, you guys can only win by chest beating. Look, I understand. I never once disagreed. This is like a massive tracking error on your part. I never once disagreed that these dragons are the embodiment of infinity. All I'm questioning is what that means. Because if we go by the denotations, it's incoherent. So once again, if you
I'm going to give you the entailment of my argument, and I'm going to show you what I mean by like what I'm going to get out of them being the embodiments of infinity. But you just agreed that it is the embodiments of infinity. No, can we actually progress this?
Yeah. Well, not under the denotation of Google, no, because that would entail an incoherency. But I do agree that they have called.
So what denotation do you go off of?
Oh my word, this guy. Okay, finally you're gangster. But look, I don't know what the author means by embodiment of infinity in the series, because, hold on a second, don't overtalk me, right? I don't know what he means. If we go by what is meant denotatively, then we fall into some contradictions. So therefore, it cannot mean what is meant denotatively. He must mean something else, which is why I've been asking you for the past 10 minutes to show me the entailment of him being the embodiment of infinity. And instead, you want to say I'm not tracking. So
see. The definition of embodiments of infinity via Oxford isn't anyway contradictory. You haven't like shown it any way that it would be contradictory. Hold on. What you asked me was, what does it mean by the embodiments of infinity? And all you said that infinity doesn't defeat your character, like numbers don't defeat your character. I'm gonna get why that this like being the embodiments of infinity is powerful. So if you agree to move on from this point, I'll give you like more insight on what I mean by embodiments of infinity. But right now, I just need you to agree that that my character is the embodiments of infinity. I don't think that's what I mean.
I already said that he's called this. The argument was that embodiment, under your definition, is the tangible, physical form of something. And then when I asked you what that means, you just said it just means that he is infinity.
I just said it encompasses infinity. That's what I mean. That's what I said.
And listen one more time, right? It's like, once again, I didn't come here for you to like overtalk me and like interrupt me. I let you give out all of that ramble for you to just interrupt me. So like, chill, okay? Even if you say encompass, right? Like, you can use all of these obscure terms, that's fine. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna understand what you're saying. It doesn't mean that we're gonna understand what you're saying.
Do you not know what encompass means?
No, I know. Look. I know what encompass means. So, for example,
I might say that. Know what I'm talking about.
Can I finish the sentence? Like, what the fuck? Look, I know what encompass means. So I might say that, look, this document encompasses all of the characteristics about Shinra's medical information, or something like that. Or I might say that this PowerPoint encompasses all of the information about the Nigerian political state. Right? I might say something like that. Encompass just means to contain the entirety of something, or to contain some aspect of something. What does it mean to encompass a number? Right? What does it mean to encompass a quantity? What does it mean for me to say?
Wait, hold on. It encompasses every single aspect and thing related to it. Every single subset of infinity is what I'm talking about. It encompasses all subsets of infinity. And I'm going to get into like one of the subsets of the word infinity, and that's what I'm going to use to argue for my character. That's what I mean. If you want to, if you want a more specific denotation than that, I think that's on you to like understand that yourself. But that doesn't relate to you like actually defeating my point.
Like, okay, cool. So, like, once again, you said that it just means that he has, or do you say encompass or has all of the subsets of infinity?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean by subsets? Are you talking about like the set theoretical definition of subset?
I mean, like everything like relating to infinity. You know, like let's say that has a word before infinity. Let's say like. Let's just use the thing, absolute infinity. It is contained within infinity, like the actual like word infinity, and that is what I'm going to be going off of, basically.
No, but look, that's the issue, right? So once again,
what's the issue with it?
Infinity, I was gonna get to that. Just calm down, okay? Just breathe. Absolute infinity, infinity, uncountable infinity, countable infinity. These terms are not all included under the concept of infinity. That concept of infinity that you've given to me is very, very vague, right? You can't just say that because, hold on a second, hold on. Like, look, I just gave one sentence. You're not even gonna let me give the evidence for this sentence. You're just gonna cut me off and attack the sentence. That's not how you debate.
Continue.
Look, what I'm asking you, right, is simply, why do you think that when they say embodiment of infinity, they're referring to all of the concepts of infinity at the same time, which would also entail contradiction?
No, because like look, I'm arguing that the concepts itself, like let's say absolute infinity, is a subset of the word infinity. It includes infinity. It is still like by definition is infinity just on a larger scale, but it is still talking about infinity. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you disagree with the fact that it is kind of like a subset of infinity, like it can be categorized with infinity, that's all I'm trying to say. I mean, like we can go into that. I mean, like we can pull up the definition of absolute infinity. It is like related to infinity. Are you denying it? I mean, like we can even go into like how George Cantor said it is an extension of the idea of infinity proposed by him. Like it is like kind of evident that what's it called? You know, it is kind of a subset of infinity. Even like the George Cantor guy said it.
Yeah. So I'll just educate you a bit on George Cantor because you don't really know what you're talking about, right? This idea that
I can pull it up.
Hold on a second. You'd agree, just quick yes or no, quick 5 questions. You'd agree that countable and uncountable infinities are both subsets of the term infinity?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what countable and uncountable infinities are indexed to, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, uncountable infinities are indexed to real numbers, and countable infinities are indexed to natural numbers. Perfect. Now, under your view, if he's the embodiment of infinity, and that means that he embodies all of the subsets of infinity as well, or like his character encompasses all of these subsets as well, then it means that this character can be said to be both a countable infinity and an uncountable infinity. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. I'm not really like insinuating that he is both the countable infinity and the uncountable infinity. If you want to say that, I mean, I don't see how that disagrees. No, I don't see that disagrees with the fact that he also would be absolute infinity, and absolute infinity would trump both of these, like by definition. So I don't know what you're trying to argue by them being like the countable infinity and the uncountable infinity.
Look, the reason for why you don't know what I'm trying to argue is because I give a sentence and then you just jump into 25 seconds into the future about what you think I'm going to argue to you. Just calm down.
No, you already finished your sentence.
Hold on a second. Just calm down and stay on point. So if he's not going to be, as in if by embodiment here, it doesn't mean he is both an uncountable and countable infinity, then what does that mean? What does the term embodiment here mean, if not that he is this thing? Go ahead.
Well, I'm not denying that he could be this thing, but I'm saying that absolute infinity in itself would trump both of these things. So I don't. No, hold on. So I don't see why you bring up those two as if absolute infinity doesn't trump both of them. That's what I'm arguing. See, you don't get it?
Okay, so wait. Hold on. So you don't even know. I'm gonna get to what you said afterwards, but you don't even know what it means by embodiment, because you just said I'm not denying that it could mean.
No, I already gave a definition of embodiment.
So okay, cool. So under your definition of embodiment, which was a tangible, physical form of something, you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine. We can move on. As I'm not interested in like going back and forth. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. That's fine.
Interesting. So do you agree with my character being the embodiment of infinity, and then by that point you would also agree that he would encompass absolute infinity? So you basically know how do you have to explain how absolute infinity would be like high outer or no?
No, I agree that your character is a tangible physical form or something, but if your character encompasses this outer concept, hold on a second.
You just agreed that what's it called? It encompasses absolute infinity. What are you talking about?
Why is he going to do this again? So once again, look, I agreed that your character can be a tangible physical form of infinity. That's what I agreed to. Now we're going to talk about what he can and cannot be based off this definition. Now, if your character is a tangible physical form of something, then that means once again that he's physical. Okay. That's going to be entailed. That's a simplification. Now, if your character is physical, then he cannot be outerversal because all outerversal things are non-physical necessarily.
I said it's a physical form. Like, hold on. Wait, can you actually prove that all outerversal people cannot be physical by definition? Wait, what?
Yeah. Do you know what outerversal means?
No, explain it.
Outerversal, I'm pretty sure, means existing outside of space and time, correct?
Okay.
And
wait, how does this mean that
hold on a second, just Shikiyoh, just chill. All physical things, in order to be physical, there's two definitions. Physical here can either mean that you're composed of some sort of matter, or physical here could mean that you can be described by the laws of physics. Now, regardless of what definition that you are, in order to fulfill these definitions, you must be material. You must exist within space-time.
Okay,
so if you're composed of matter, hold on a second. If you're composed of matter, then you must exist within space because that's the context in which matter exists. And if you can be described by the laws of physics, then you must be in the universe because the universe is only, or the laws of physics can only describe the universe. So regardless... what's your response?
You know somebody can be unbound by something but can still like exist within it. Like hold on. You can be unbound by something that you don't abide by the laws of physics. Like you don't have to. But somebody can still be what's it called? Somebody cannot be bound by dimensionality, but they can still be physical. They can still like have those like aspects. It's just not that they're bound by it. And it doesn't necessitate that they wouldn't what's it called have these aspects unless you can prove that it would, because like I don't know. I don't see what you're trying to like make up.
Yeah, so, okay, look. Existing outside of space and time, once again, if you agree with that definition of outer space. Okay. Existing outside of space.
Unbound.
Hold on a second. I don't know what you mean by unbound here. Can you, like, elaborate?
I mean, it doesn't, like, have the restrictions of it.
Yeah, so you're not restricted by space and time. So you exist
doesn't mean that you exist outside. That doesn't mean you exist outside of it. You just don't have the restrictions of space and time.
So what would it mean to be unrestricted by space and time, yet exist within space and time?
I mean, you can exist within. I mean, it's a tangible form of what's it called, what infinity is. We already went over this, so it would be like existing within space and time, but it would still have like power, you know, of it.
Okay, wait.
I don't see how that like addresses my thing.
Because look, you're jumping all over the place. So you agree now, because before it seems as if you disagreed, but now you agree that outerversal entails existing outside of space and time.
No, I said it's not bounded by space and time.
Yeah, but not bounded under your definition means not restricted by, correct?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're outside of it.
Yeah,
you can be like you can be inside of it. You can be you can be inside of a box, right? You can have an AirPod case inside of the box. You can take what's it called? It doesn't mean that it's restricted by the box.
Okay, look, yeah. So I'm just gonna use that exact example. Okay, let's say there is a box. Let's say that I exist within this box. If I exist within this box, right, and the only things that can exist within this box are physical things, right, and non-physical things cannot exist within this. Follow that in order to be outerversal, right, and exist outside of this thing, you have to be non-physical. But if you agree that your character is physical, then your character cannot exist outside of the box. That's the whole contradiction.
Not necessarily. You can be this is why I use the word unbound. You see? Hold on. I use the word unbound to say that it's not restricted by the box. It can go outside of the box, let's say, if it wants to, let's say the AirPod case, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's restricted by the box. And you still haven't gave like clear substantiation to it, like being restricted by that box, just from it being inside of it.
What I'm saying is, oh my word, you didn't respond. Look, in order to exit out the box, you must be non-physical. That's the claim. Okay? In order to exist within the box, you must be physical. So therefore, no physical thing can exist outside of the box, and no non-physical thing can exist within the box.
Do you know what the word? Do you know what the word bound means?
Do you want to like move on or something? I don't think you responded.
Do you? No, I don't think you know what the word bound means. Like,
yeah, bound definition. Whatever, it means same thing. That's fine. Look, I know what you're saying. I don't think you responded. If you want to,
are you sure you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I know the
we
Nigerian
can conclude. Okay, I think we can conclude. I mean, we can recruit to like recording, I guess, because I don't think. Yeah, we can just give
I'm
recordings
not
to anybody
concluding
if
to
we think
this.
we want.
I'm not concluding to
Or
this
you're not.
VC because like everyone here seems to be like
Yeah,
stuck in
you don't agree to the VC. So actually, I think I'm recording. So like, I'll give you the recording after, and you can just like let somebody watch the debate or something. I don't feel
that's
like.
fine. I'll just
Yeah.
conclude, right?
So I'm just okay. You can go.
So look, it's pretty simple. After this, I'll just scale my character because I don't think this going anywhere. So Shikiyoh began the debate by saying that his character is the embodiment of infinity. And I told him,
Wait, we're concluding the whole debate. Wait, what?
No, I mean I'm concluding on this point, right? After I can scale my character. Is that fine?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shikiyoh began this debate by saying that his character is the embodiment of infinity. And immediately I was confused because, well, first and foremost, what does he mean by infinity here? There are many different definitions. You can be talking about an uncountable infinity, such as like the set of all real numbers, or a countable infinity, such as the set of all natural numbers, or maybe like a potential infinity, so like something that just has no end, right? And just continues to extend and grows longer and longer. So I didn't really know what he was talking about. He then sent a definition that said infinity is something that's greater than any assignable quantity, but it would seem that if an assignable quantity under his definition is just a number, then infinity can't be a number. So it was a bit weird, icky. I didn't really understand, but it's fine. We settled on that definition. I said, okay, we'll just accept this definition for now. I asked him what he means by embodied here. He said that embodied is a tangible physical form of something. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I asked him, what does it mean when you say tangible physical form of infinity? Right? If infinity is like a quantity or a number, are you going to say that he is a literal physical number? Like, what does that mean? And I gave him an example. I said, well, typically, when we're talking about embodiments, we're talking about qualities. So I say, like, for example, I might say, I'm the embodiment of aggression, or I'm the embodiment of um, irritation or sadness or something like that. And what I mean when I say this is that I am a very sad person, or I'm a very aggressive person, I'm a very irritating person, or whatever. We're using qualities, and that makes sense to me, right? If all you're saying here is that he is or has some sort of characteristic associated with infinity, then you can tell me what that characteristic is, and we can see whether that makes sense. But he kept repeating to me, no, all I mean is that he is infinity. And I'm like, well, I know that's what you mean, right? But like, I don't know what it would mean to be a number. Numbers are not personal. Numbers do not have consciousness. What does that even mean? And I don't think he was able to fully explain the thing. But that's fine. Eventually, I just said, okay, well, tangible physical form, I can still run with this regardless. So I was like, okay, cool. I said, well, he's a tangible physical form, and what's it called? He was just talking about how he was altiversal based off this, and I said, well, how can he be physical and altiversal? And I defined altiversal as existing outside of space and time. And I said that space is the context by which matter exists, and physical things are either composed of matter or able to be described in the laws of physics, and both of which necessitate existing within space-time. And so it seems as if it would be impossible for something to be altiversal and also simultaneously physical. And he responded by saying, look, he doesn't exist outside of space-time. He's just not bounded by it. And he gave the example of the person exiting the box. And I said, well, look, if I'm defining this box as places in which only physical things can exist in, and outside of the box, as in places that only non-physical things can exist in, then it would seem that if your character can go outside of the box, he has to be non-physical. But if your character is physical, then he can't go outside of the box. And it was just weird, like, avoidance of the question. I don't know why he didn't answer me. But obviously, if I define physical, which he didn't respond to, as able to be described by the laws of physics, or being composed of matter, and matter exists within space, right? Space is a context in which matter exists, and it would seem as if no material thing can exist outside of space, because that's where material things exist. Space, that's definitionally true. And so I don't think he was able to bridge this gap between how he can be a physical, outversal thing. Like, I know this is a weird thing in crossverse where people think that these things make sense in terms of science and metaphysics, and it just doesn't. So that would be my conclusion.
All right, so basically the whole first point of this argument was contingent on the fact that he didn't know what definitions were, like the definition of embodiment, the definition of infinity. I basically explained it to him, eventually conceded and let us move on to like what's it called? Physical things can be universal. I gave that box analogy just generally stating that you can be like not bound by something, but you can still exist by it. But you're not bounded by the restrictions of space and time. That's what I'm saying for my character being universal. He basically just kept on like restating his version of the analogy instead of like addressing mine when I gave my analogy first. So I think it'll be his like thing to address. So basically, I think I went off of that, and I also didn't define the box as only having physical things. Only he defined it as that, and obviously I took the negation to that by basically giving that analogy in itself. So I don't see why, like, I don't see what his argument was even like, kind of based off to like defeat mine, like just by saying that what's it called, the boxes can't what's it called have physical things. I already explained why I could. I mean, you kind of just said not on to like most of what I said. I mean, yeah. So you wanna actually, can I do another thing? Can I like give like myself a hacks?
Yeah, but like, please just lay off of the metaphysics, please. Like, if you don't understand it, just lay off of it.
I'm pretty sure you don't understand it. But like, hold on. So hold on. Do you agree to my character having absolute destruction?
I don't know what that means. What the fuck?
You can destroy absolutely anything.
No. Why the fuck would I agree to that?
Okay, so I'll show a scan for it. I mean, it's not necessary for me to have, but like, it'll be nice type shit.
And when you say absolutely anything, what do you mean by anything? Any literal thing that exists? Any concrete reality?
Well, I mean, like, it can include non-physical things. I wouldn't see why I couldn't.
We can talk about that afterwards. You feel me?
Yeah.
All right, let's read this.
So
no, can I read, please?
Yeah, read.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about paradox, but look, it felt like Sirius Rex Thomas really enjoyed being able to fight side by side with me. However, he had no hesitation against Jurassic as his opponent, and he continuously hurled. Can you not spud? Like, relax. Hurled his orbs of destruction by Hexa. Regardless of how strong an enemy was, if they took a hit from such dense aura imbued with the power of destruction, they would definitely be annihilated. But the current enemy was the legendary Imperial Beast. It regenerated with unthinkable speed, and it began to attack us again. Contained an incredible amount of condensed energy. Man,
you're a chatter.
So like, I'll just respond with like my first two immediate objections. I suppose the first one being, what do you define as destroy? And I know this might seem like a weird question to ask here, but typically, hold on, just wait, just chill, because like, typically when someone uses the word destroy, it's like, at least in terms of hacks, I was thinking about erasing, like, Hakai, you just use it and then they just evaporate into nothing. And I thought that's what you're
basically. About. Yeah, basically.
But
to put the end to the existence of something.
Yeah, but that thing still existed because it regenerated.
Well, no, because that's regeneration hacks. Does your character have regeneration hacks?
Wait. Oh my god, that's not irrelevant. I mean, that's not irrelevant. That's not relevant. That's not.
Yes, it is. Like, your character can regenerate, so that means my character can just like boom it out of existence.
Oh my god, wait, Shikiyoh, just wait. Look, the reason why I said that's not irrelevant, which is a double negation elimination, which just means that it's irrelevant, is because, right, in order to regenerate, you need to exist. So if you're saying that the energy can wipe him from existence, yet he still exists in order to regenerate, it obviously means he was not wiped from existence, Shikiyoh.
Can you prove in like all possibilities, like, to regenerate, you would have to exist?
I mean, are you saying it's a conscious process?
I'm not saying it is any process. I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, so when you say regenerate here, what do you mean? Are you saying like the reconstruction of like any sort of organic or inorganic matter?
I don't know. You're the one who brought up regeneration. If you want to like give an actual definition, like based on the context, then we can argue about the context of the definition.
Hold on a second. Under my definition, right? In order to regenerate something, there needs to be some sort of base part that you're regenerating from. That's my definition. And so it would just be analytically true based off this definition. In order to regenerate, you need to exist, right? Because to regenerate, once again, requires some sort of pre-existing matter that you are regenerating or rebuilding, right? Now, under your definition, I'm not sure what you mean by regenerate, and then we can talk about whether that definition is coherent or not. But obviously, it's already analytically true under my definition.
Well, like in the context of the scan, I mean, I could agree with that generally, but in the context of the scan, it does say that he was completely destroyed, and then he just somehow regenerated. So that would probably be off of his ability, like in itself, rather than what's it called? That being a general thing where he just like didn't exist. Like, what if he had the ability to what's it called? Hold on. What if he had the ability to regenerate whilst not existing? Like, if you can prove that your character does have that, that would be more substantial than just like attacking the fact that this character did regenerate to it, not knowing the abilities character. Listen, buddy, like they could have had that.
Listen, buddy, don't tell me what to do with my character. But aside from that,
well, it would be in your best interest to like present regeneration like in refutation to this. Like if you had any form of regeneration, I'd accept it because like it does say that in the scan, but like you have no form of regeneration, so this does not help your argument whatsoever.
Wait, do you think you look good right now? Like just talking, like I was mid sentence, just talking. Like, just calm down, bro. Like you don't look good, right? Just chill. Okay.
Continue.
What I'm saying, just stop. Okay, like really, just stop. Okay. Another one says that he's completely destroyed in the sense that he's erased. I define destroyed as, breaking something down into its smaller constituent parts. So, for example, if I take a wrecking ball and I throw that wrecking ball into the mud hut that you live in, and then the mud hut breaks, the sticks fall down, oh no. That mud hut, under my view, is completely destroyed. The constituent parts that used to hold it together is broken. It's lost all its structural support. It's now gone. It's broken. That doesn't mean that it's erased from existence. Those parts still exist. And through those parts, I can reconstruct, or in terms of organic matter, regenerate into the same structurally supported, thing that existed before. But obviously, that's not what you're saying. You're saying that he's.
We can go. Okay, hold on.
So hold on.
Can we go over this? I think this will help us better because I understand what you're saying. Can we just go over this definition? Hold on. Can we just go over this definition of it? Can we go over this definition of annihilated? Like, just say, just show it obliterate.
I make sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's me, man. Look. What I'm saying is, under your definition, this doesn't seem to be the case. And your definition doesn't seem to be supported by the scan, right? So, like, I'm just kind of curious, like...
Okay, sure. Hold on. This is why I propose a new thing. We can just agree that it would mean, like, destroying them, like, utterly. Like, obliterate. Like, let's just say if they were physical. Yeah, we can just have that. I'm gonna, like, see that your character would be, like... You're gonna argue Femto being abstract, right? Okay, yeah. I can just have that.
But like I said before, if you define it as destroy utterly, and I'm telling you that what I understand destroy to be is to be broken down into smaller constituent parts, then obviously, like, once again...
Then obviously it wouldn't be in your definition. It would just be like this. Like,
so once again,
like destroying their body.
What I'm not understanding is, under your definition, how can nothing act? How can nothing perform a verb? How does that work?
Well, I just said I dropped that definition. I went on to a new one. Are you not tracking?
Okay, wait, so is the definition that you're holding right now the smaller constituent parts definition?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be a win condition?
No, it's just in case that you don't get your character. It's like abstract, I guess.
I mean,
what's it called? So hold on. Now, hold on.
I'm holding.
Thank you. My character also has meta miracle. Do you agree?
You know what? You need to start using like terms I understand. What does it mean to have a meta miracle?
Miracles will always happen around him. So like a miracle, believed into himself, like a miracle to himself. They always like like happen around him.
I don't know what that means. What's a miracle here?
Miracle, like we can actually let me search the definition. That's a good point. Miracle, an extraordinary event manifesting divine intervention in human affairs.
Wait, is Jin's definition, which is it's just passive luck but on steroids, adequate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you send what Wikipedia do you guys use? Like, what's the Stanford Encyclopedia of Crosswords? Is it versus
Stanford? Wait, did you say Stanford Encyclopedia of Crosswords?
Yeah.
It's
like,
pretty much what's it called? It's pretty much called like character stats and profiles.
Yeah, can you send me like the wiki definition of meta miracles? I can just read it.
Sure. I mean, meta miracle.
Oh, so this is like the last time I debate Crosswords. Like, I feel like I'm losing IQ points every time. This nigga Jin was in chat trying to shame me for saying that things that are physical can't exist outside the universe. Like, what do you mean?
Why this guy say that from accent? Say what do you can make a
wiki nigga? Wait, no, he asked us for the encyclopedia. Wait, no, he asked us for the like. Wait, what's it called?
Your character, Jesus Christ?
Nigga, when did I ever say that?
Okay, well, can you just send the scan that you're referencing?
It says bomba clot. The ability to manipulate ultimate miracles.
Bro, send the scan that you're referencing.
Bro, just
send the scan? Alright, I got you.
Yeah, because like that Wikipedia is like even more unclear than what you originally led off with. So unsurprisingly. Like,
do you understand? You sabi wetin miracle, miracle manipulation is. I don't understand.
Read the scan.
You won't go say this one. No be plot manipulation. No, what tell you what you? Look the thing. Read the thing.
Wait.
The scan, brother.
Let me read this. A constant source of miracle-like phenomena. So it's just that he's really lucky.
Yeah, super luck on steroids.
Is this something he can control?
Oh yeah, by my definition. Well, I mean, I think it's more like well, it says source, constant source of miracle-like phenomena. Like, I guess you could say he can control it, or it just happens like around him. Like, it doesn't have to be controlled; it just happens around him. I guess it's passive in a way.
So he can't control it. And does it ever help him win a fight, or is it just like luck with walking and like?
Yeah, it says in the scan. It says in the scan with that what's called in hard work, which he's also the embodiment of hard work. He became stronger and stronger, so he'll keep on becoming stronger and stronger with that like luck.
Yeah, I disagree that he's the embodiment of hard work, but also I don't see how luck combined with his hard work isn't making him stronger in the sense that.
Well, I mean, he is like a hardworking individual.
I mean, that's different from being the embodiment of hard work, but sure, so
he is a hardworking individual, so yeah, he would keep on.
Yeah, I'll agree for the fact that he's very lucky.
Yeah, he's extremely lucky.
I mean, sure, like you can use all of these vague quantifiers. That doesn't matter to me. That's fine.
Hell yeah! All right, I think you can go on to your Femto stuff.
All right, cool. Let me find the scan. I don't even have pick perms.
That's kind of on you, not gonna lie.
Wait a minute. My let's here. Or then he ain't gonna go. Wait till they worry you, yeah?
Check VC scan.
I beg. Shinra, waiting be the topic. I beg.
Man, I even know, bro. Something they worry Chukwuemeka. Something they worry Chukwuemeka.
Yeah. So if you look at the scan.
Wait. So the time you say Chukwuemeka they use VSCW and so about weekend, they might.
It might be. Oh no.
Yeah. So once again, if you just look in the scans I sent you here.
I will slap there. I'll slap you. This boy.
Let's play.
Shut up, pass it down.
Okay, I'm gonna look.
No.
VC scans. Let me see. What am I seeing? I can't even see this on PC. This shit is so He appears to be human, but spiritually cannot be called that. In existence, no. Wait, at the beginning of the debate, you said you're using Femto. I think you kind of sold yourself.
I don't care.
Yeah, you did, because if you're trying to use Infinity's argument, Infinity says comp Femto for a reason. He says comp Femto, what's it called? It's basically that like non-existent like thing of Femto, like Femto without this existence, like prior to him becoming like a humanoid form. So when you agreed like at the beginning, when you agreed at the beginning of the debate, what's it called? You said that you were just using Femto and not comp Femto, so I'm going to assume that you're using the physical representation of it. And obviously, since this is drawn, like it'll be evident that it is physical. So I think the scan in itself is contradictory to you just using Femto and it being non-physical.
Okay, so just to respond here, God hand members control avatars, so it's not the physical. It's not Femto becoming. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'll explain. So like, imagine I play a game and I have a character that I make on that game, right? I'm not physically in the game, right? I'm not like operating inside of the game. I'm just controlling a body from outside of the game. In the same way, Femto exists outside of the physical realm. Spiritually, he cannot be called a human. However, from this domain, he controls an avatar. And this avatar is the physical, the hawk that niggas see and interact with.
Okay. Wait, hold on. So, like, basically at the start of the debate, what you said is that you're using femto. It would entail that you are using femto. This non physical existence of femto, like this abstract existence that you're probably about to argue, is not what you. That's not what I agreed on at the beginning of the debate. You're just saying femto. If you're using comp femto, as in the one that's not in this panel, I mean that would be different because I already would have agreed to that you're using comp femto. But I'd be going off the femto that's actually in the manga.
Wait,
So next time, I think you would rather specify that you're actually using comp femto.
This guy's trying to, like, you're trying your best to run after you saw the scan. Like,
to
anyways,
run.
like, simple, right?
You're gonna use this. I've watched like infinity. I've watched like 7 infinity debates. Well, there, buddy. Why are you screaming? Let's talk. Yo, wait. What are you screaming at? Wait, hold on. Slow down your voice.
Oh, look at him. He's so afraid. He does not want me to give an argument. He's so scared. Look,
give the argument.
You'd agree that both the spiritual and the avatar of Femto are both called Femto. You'd agree with this, correct?
Not under like normative Discord view.
No. As in, I don't care about your fucking view, right? Like, they're both called Femto.
No,
right?
I just said not under normative Discord view. I mean, like,
I don't care.
No, because this is what I kind of agreed to. I see when you said femto, I was like, oh, you're just gonna use a femto. Hold on. Wait, hold on. When I agreed to femto, I was talking about the character that's represented in the show as a nigga that's in this panel. If you said comp femto, this would be everything like related to femto, as in this non-physical existence of femto. But you just said you're using femto, so I'm just gonna assume that it is a character inside of this panel. And that's why I don't agree to it being abstract, because it's not talking about the nigga over here.
Wait, so 1 second. What? You're like, what? Look, if you agree, look, I don't understand. First and foremost, you're saying that when I said I was using Femto, you thought I was using the avatar?
Well, yeah, I thought you were using like the guy named Femto inside of the shit, not like what's it called, his non-physical being, nigga. Like that would be comp Femto, because you're using a statement from the regular Femto to substantially comp Femto.
I don't have it. But look, Slack, see me off. Yes, like, once again, if all you're saying is when you entered the debate, I thought you were going to use the physical version of Femto, that's the avatar, and not the non-physical, stronger form of Femto. Despite you making multiple comments saying that I was going to scale Femto to abstract or whatever, like, that's fine.
I said try.
You can just like run away. That's fine. You want to save the record?
Sure. I guess.
No, but first I want to conclude. Okay. I want to conclude on the second bits. So, like, the whole destruction thing, y'all feeling me?
I mean, we already agreed upon that. You don't have to conclude on that. You can just conclude on the part that we actually.
Actually, no. I don't want to conclude it. I don't want to. I want to give one more scaling. Hold on.
One more scaling. Okay. Well, I think we already agreed to conclusions. Not gonna lie. So I don't really want you to scale anymore. I'll just end the recording here type shit.
Guy's trying his best to run.
This guy said run, but you already said, oh, we can conclude. And I said, yeah, we can conclude. So I'm going to start my conclusion. So basically, at the beginning of the debate, he said he was using... No, hold on. At the beginning of the debate, he said he was using femto. And then what is implied by this Discordian media is that, what's it called? Comp femto would also include this non-physical, like, abstract version of femto. That is not what I agreed to in, like, the start of the debate. When he said he was using femto, that would entail he would be using the character portrayed in the show as femto. He didn't have any disagreements with what's it called, the fact that I said that this character is femto and that the other character is just non-existent abstract nigga, basically also called femto. Well, we call him comp femto, and it's like comp, basically. So that's what I interpreted it as at the beginning of the debate. What's it called? He said that I made multiple remarks like at the middle of the debate, what's it called, referencing how you were going to scale him to abstract. I was just saying that as more of like a teaser kind of thing, like as a saying like, oh, you can try to scale him to abstract, but that's not what we agreed to. I just didn't say that like while I was scaling. So basically, I think I won via the fact that he is not talking about the character that we like, what's it called, agreed to at the beginning of the debate. And it's actually on rec that he said he's using femto and not comp femto. Comp femto is what's it called, like the distort, like in terms of discording consensus that it would agree to like what's it called, this, non-physical version of Femto, what's it called, being what they're talking about in the scan. That's basically my conclusion.
My conclusion is probably going to be something really short, like Femto is just the name given to the God Hand member, the apostle. That nigga, that's Femto, right? That's what Femto is called. The avatar that he uses is also called Femto. Once again, that's just an extension of the character Femto. So I don't really care for what the Discordian consensus is. I never really saw any evidence for that to begin with. He started by calling it normative. Anyways, I didn't really see any evidence for that to begin with. It's just like something he claimed. But aside from that, like, yeah, I think throughout the debate, Shikiyoh was just like heavily confused. He was confused about how numbers worked. He said that his character is a number. His character encompasses a number. I don't really know what that means. He said that numbers are physical too. Like, I don't understand. Like, what is pseudoscience? Like, you seem to be a bit knowledgeable on Cantor. You think Cantor would agree if you said that numbers could be physical or that numbers could be embodied? Like, what does that mean? So that was the first thing. And the second thing was he tried to say that his character could like erase things. And I asked him, how does the other person regenerate if they're completely erased? And they was like, I don't see an issue with that. And so like obviously that's like just a big issue. A lot of people jump in the crossverse and they think, wow, big attack, big words, big hacks. I'm gonna win. Right? But you have to make sure necessarily that the things that you're saying actually make sense to someone that's listening to you. It might make sense within your little brain, because in your little brain you have all of these little bright lights, flashing colors. But aside from that, when you actually try to verbalize it and actually try to explain it to somebody in reality, it seems as if all of that is just rolled out, melted, and turned to felt, right? Melted away, because it doesn't make any sense. So I think that was just the motif of the debate, just him saying things that made no sense, him saying things that made really little sense. And then when it was my turn, Big C, crossverse demon, to start scaling Femto, as Infinity taught him, and I gave him the scan, he then realized, I can't win. I gave my only win corner away as only affecting physical things. I said that my character is physical and thus exists within space. It seems as if I cannot beat him, so I must evade. And then he just tried to like dismiss it. Also, kind of suck your fat, dirty, ugly mother. Don't ever talk about me like that again. But yeah, aside from that,
they do this nonsense. Your wish, asking I beg God. No.
Okay, I'll send you the recording.
He talk say we break. They talk about one guy. We don't even did the manga at all.